It was a warm Friday evening, one of those nights where the city hummed with quiet excitement. I had finished work earlier than usual and decided to surprise my wife, Claire. She often spent Fridays with her colleagues for casual drinks, and I thought it might be a nice gesture to join her unexpectedly. Our marriage had been steady, but lately, I felt a subtle shift, a distance in her eyes, a certain distraction when she thought I wasn't looking. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe I was insecure. But that night, fate was waiting for me with an answer. I spotted her easily at the bar's outdoor seating area. Her laughter carried across the street like a melody I hadn't heard in years. My chest tightened, not because she was happy, but because of who she was laughing with. A man sat across from her, leaning in too closely, as though every word she spoke was worth catching. She tucked her hair behind her ear and smiled, that smile. Not the polite one she gave strangers, not the warm one for family, but the soft, playful curve she used to reserve just for me. For a moment, I froze on the pavement, hidden in the shadow of a tree, unable to step forward. My mind raced with possibilities. Was he a colleague? A client? Or something else entirely? The way her hand brushed her glass while her eyes lingered on him told me enough. Intimacy didn't need words, it lived in gestures, in stolen glances, in that unmistakable electricity. I felt my heart sink, heavy and cold. I thought about barging in, demanding answers, maybe even making a scene. But then, something inside me whispered, don't. Instead, I turned, my shoes scraping lightly against the sidewalk. I couldn't bear to watch my wife giving another man the pieces of her that once belonged to me. I was ready to walk away, perhaps forever, when I heard her voice. David? I stopped dead in my tracks. She had seen me. Her voice trembled slightly, carrying across the chatter of the crowd. I turned slowly, and there she was, standing now, her smile gone, replaced by shock. The man looked confused, glancing between us as though unsure of what role he had just stumbled into. Claire, I said, my voice steady though my insides were anything but. Enjoying yourself? She walked toward me quickly, almost in a rush to explain, her hands fidgeting the way they did when she was nervous. Wait, it's not what you think. The classic line. And yet, standing there with her eyes darting between me and him, I couldn't help but think it was exactly what I thought. Really? I said, folding my arms. Because it looks like you're having a better time with him than you've had with me in months. Her lips parted as though to protest, but no words came out. The man finally stood, extending his hand awkwardly. I'm Mark. We worked together. I didn't realize. You didn't realize she had a husband? I cut him off sharply. He withdrew his hand. Claire's eyes flashed with irritation now, perhaps at my tone, perhaps at the situation spiraling out of her control. David, please. Sit with us. I was going to introduce you, she said. Introduce me? You mean after the smiles, after the laughter, after the hair tucks and the leaning in? I couldn't stop the bitterness from dripping out. People around us began to notice, their conversations slowing as curious eyes turned our way. Claire swallowed, her face pale. You don't understand. I was just being friendly. I didn't mean anything by it. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. I thought about all the years we had built together, the nights we held each other close, the promises whispered under the sheets. But the image of her smile, so tender, so deliberate, burned in my mind. That smile wasn't for me anymore. Friendly, I repeated, the word tasting bitter. If that's how you define it, then maybe I don't understand you at all. She reached for my arm, her eyes pleading now. David, don't do this. Please. I looked at her hand on me, then back at her. The man, Mark, stood awkwardly, shifting from one foot to the other. He wasn't important. He was just a symptom of something far deeper, something between Claire and me that had begun unraveling long before tonight. Do what, Claire? I asked quietly. Do what, exactly? Pretend I didn't see the way you looked at him? Pretend I don't feel you slipping away from me every single day? Her eyes shimmered with unshed tears, and for a moment, I saw the woman I had married, the one who once swore I was her forever. But forever, it seemed, had an expiration date. I don't want to lose you, she whispered, her voice barely audible. Then why, I asked, my throat tightening, does it feel like you already let me go? Silence stretched between us, heavy and suffocating. The man mumbled something about leaving and disappeared into the crowd, wisely removing himself from the storm. It was just Claire and me now, standing in the middle of 100 watching eyes, yet utterly alone. David, please come home with me. Let me explain, she begged. I turned away, the urge to walk stronger than ever. But my feet hesitated. Despite everything, I loved her. Despite the doubts, despite the hurt, part of me wanted to hear her out. Maybe I was a fool. Maybe I wasn't ready to end it. Or maybe, deep down, I wanted her to fight for me the way I had always fought for her. Finally, I exhaled slowly. Fine. We'll talk. But Claire, if I find out that smile wasn't as innocent as you claim, if I learn you've been giving what's mine to someone else, that will be the last smile you ever share with me. Her face crumbled, a mixture of guilt and relief. She nodded, tears spilling freely now. I swear, it's not what you think. Just come home. Please. I followed her, but each step felt heavier than the last. The night was no longer warm, it was cold, uncertain, fragile. She had called me back just as I was about to leave, but the question lingered in my chest like a knife. Had she called me back because she wanted me, or because she was afraid to lose what she no longer valued? And as we walked side by side, her hand brushing mine but never fully holding it, I knew one thing for certain: whatever truth awaited me at home would either break us completely, or show me a smile that finally belonged to me again.